Here we go.
What is up, fanboys and fangirls? Welcome back to another episode of the What the Fanboy podcast. My name is Luke, and I am joined by Mr. Tyler. He looked like he was taking a nap over there for a little bit.
Just for a little bit to get started. Had to power nap for the intro so I could make it through this episode tonight.
I'm jealous. My turn.
Actually, on my screen, he's to my left. The beautiful Brett Eitzen, the only person in quarantine with a haircut, I should add. And for that alone, he is a legend.
Tyler never invited me over to slap his hair off, so I was a little disappointed.
Hey, how about you come over next week?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Can we also podcast?
Yeah,
not?
can we do that and
Do you
podcast?
want to do it live?
Yeah, sure. If
Why
it
not?
works out.
Why not? All right, let's just
why
say it
not?
now. Let's just lead off with this incredible news story that next week we will
We'll be doing it live.
probably be doing this live Monday at 8 p.m.
Tyler's house is haunted.
Yeah, did you see that?
Yeah.
Sucker. Ghost is coming for you.
Well, that's good. That's good. I actually am prepared for them.
Oh, good.
Well, according to Parasite, a ghost in the house means it will bring you wealth. So it looks.
Doesn't
like
it mean there's just some creepy dude?
Hiding in your
Maybe.
basement. Yeah. Run.
Well, it's
Get out of
probably
there.
the guy across the room from me.
Oh gosh. Well, what have you guys been up to this week?
not a lot.
I crushed it this week. I'm excited.
What'd you do? Tell
Um,
me.
So actually, yeah. So I finished The Haunting of Hill House. That was this week. It feels like forever
Nice.
ago. It's my second favorite Netflix show, but it's incredible. I've literally tried recommending it to everyone, even people who don't like scary shows. It's a booyah. I don't care what anybody says. That's my thoughts, and I'm sticking with it.
I love it.
Beautiful character study, very well directed, great cinematography, great story. I have nothing. There's nothing I didn't like about it.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm trying to look at my notes and see you guys.
You don't need to look at us.
That's why you get
you're probably
ye
right.
old iPad.
I do have the iPad, but Dana's using it. She's grocery shopping. I did the Destiny 2 The Last Wish raid with you two goons
Yeah.
and a few others, and that was fun.
I wished for a
I'm very-
motorcycle, and I didn't get one.
I wished for no more raids to take that long, so I feel pretty good about my wish.
Well, it should have been longer, so...
No, it should have been shorter. We should have finished the freaking puzzle room thing an hour and a half sooner.
The puzzle room took quite a while.
We were
which
doing that for 2 hours.
It normally does, but that's just because we got unlucky like 3 or 4 times.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Whatever.
And then
I will
Yeah.
say that was, out of all those encounters, that was probably my favorite. I loved that one.
it's a great one. Everyone has something to do.
Yeah, that's why I really liked it, but it also didn't, like, force me to do something that I don't want to. Like, when in the encounter where you guys, or I guess you were ad control as well, I think. I think we all were in the...
In some capacity.
In the
yeah.
dial...
Oh, in the vault.
vault,
Yeah.
Like, I want to help people kill things, and I'll help get to the end. But all that reading and Timbrum or whatever those people were doing.
Penumbra and Anumbra
Yeah, whatever. Sure, I don't want to do that.
is the
I was getting
symbol
a
you
headache.
see to the right or the left of the symbol.
Please
that
don't
I've
explain
said.
it to me.
Yeah, that was a mess. But that was
I
a
need to
good
take
raid.
a baby Tylenol.
I got 2 curated rolls. I got a bunch of good loot from it. So
Nice.
it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it.
Good.
I started a couple shows. 2 of them I'll probably be watching just kind of when I have 20 minutes here or there. I started Community.
Yes.
Watching that with Dana. And then I started Green Lantern, the animated series.
Also, yes.
Both first episodes were really good. I was pleasantly surprised with them. But then I also started a show that I feel very strongly about as is right now, and that's Hollywood on Netflix. That's Ryan Murphy's brainchild. He's the guy behind American Horror Story. So far, I'm 4 episodes in out of 7, and that show is incredible. It it definitely has some things that I think will be hard for people to stomach, I think, early on. But I can confidently say that after the first 3 episodes, it's starting to get away from those things and starting to really tell their story. So if you were interested in that show, just stay the course. It gets better, and it gets away from, I think, what it
Some of the
originally
more
was doing. Yeah, some of the
gratuitous stuff.
yeah,
Shock
it gets
value.
away from it.
Yeah.
But I mean, some of that stuff makes sense for the story they're telling. So it's you just have to watch it. But I really am enjoying that. And then I watched Guns Akimbo,
Nice.
Daniel Radcliffe's meme movie that's been talked about for like 5 years.
Did you rent that or did you?
I bought
was
it.
Okay.
Yeah, I bought it. It was on sale at Target for like $15, and I was like, oh, I remember the trailer. I kind of want to see this. So I picked it up, just kind of on a whim, watched it last night, and it's a movie. It's I give it a Matthew McConaughey because it's all right. It's a ton of fun, right? Like it's so much fun, and it's really dumb. Like it is really dumb. Like some of the stuff they do is just so ridiculous, right? I mean, there's no way. But then there's things that are dumber than that. And it's just unforgivable to me. Like, it's so dumb that I'm just like, no, sorry. You can shoot 47 people in this scene. I'm okay with it. But don't write a word on a wall and then carry a marker on that wall so your friend can find you, even though they walk past the word where you wrote it, and then they go back to see it on the ground of the wall. It's just, there's just some really dumb things. And then there's like the typical trope that they do, and you're like, why? Like, why do we do this? Why are we going here? The movie is like, we're not going to have emotion. And then they try to throw an emotional beat in the middle of it, and you're like, yeah, who cares? Like, just go shoot more people. That's what I'm here to see. Which I guess kind of speaks to what the movie is about anyways, because it does have some more, I don't want to say political meanings, but it is trying to say something. The movie is trying to say something. And I think it gets its point across. But in the end, everybody just kind of laughs at that point. So it's really weird. But it's a very self-aware movie. Daniel Radcliffe is incredible. Samara Weaving is incredible. And those are the only 2 characters you need to care about.
Yeah.
Cool. But Daniel Radcliffe as an American is awesome. He's so funny. I was belly laughing watching that movie. It seriously is hilarious. And there's 208 F-bombs in it, just so
Oh my gosh.
you guys are aware. It says it on
That's
IMDb.
How many? What's the runtime on that? Like
An hour and 37 minutes.
Oh.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah.
So 1 per minute, at least.
Oh yeah, over
Mm-hmm.
on average.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
wild. Luke had texted me. He's like, "Yeah, watch this movie. There's a lot of cussing in it." I'm like, "Yeah, me too." And I think mine, I didn't break it down minute by minute, but I think mine actually might have more cuss words. But no, Guns Akimbo is all right. If you saw the trailer and you thought it looked interesting, check it out. If you just want to see Daniel Radcliffe have fun, definitely watch it because he does that.
Nice.
And that is my week, essentially.
Cool.
I'll go next.
Yeah, go ahead, Luke.
So I guess just real quick, Brett had talked about how he had been watching some of the DC animated movies. And there's a couple that I still hadn't seen. One that just came out and the one that came out before it. And that one was Wonder Woman Bloodlines. It's an animated Wonder Woman movie. I thought it was fine. I didn't think the animation was anything special.
Mm.
And I thought Rosario Dawson as the voice of Wonder Woman is just not good.
Yeah.
But I think I'm also just comparing her to Susan Eisenberg, and she's Wonder Woman to me. Like, that's what I hear when I read a comic. But it started off pretty lame, but the third act I actually really liked. I thought it was pretty entertaining, and it was a really cool fight scene. So if you're into the DC animated movies, maybe give it a chance. But I guess I'd give it a Matthew McConaughey. Speaking of Matthew McConaughey,
I see what you did there.
yeah, had to do it. I watched The Gentleman, which came out earlier this year. I think it came out like Did it come out in January?
I think it was
February?
January movie.
Might have been January movie, because yeah. Had heard interesting things about it. Had heard it was pretty good. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. It was not what I expected at all, honestly. I was going in just, I guess, expecting some type of gangster with an investigation story. I should have known better because it's Guy Ritchie. And it just wasn't like that. It was weird because there's no good person in the movie, but I liked everybody.
Oh.
That's a hard feat to pull off.
Yeah. Hugh Grant plays this like kind of reporter guy. I thought he was hilarious and really, really good. Charlie Hunnam and Matthew McConaughey are kind of like this team, and they're these gangsters running marijuana, and I thought they were really good too. And I don't know why I didn't think I was not gonna like Matthew McConaughey in this movie. I don't know why. I also thought his role was gonna be a lot smaller, but he's definitely the main character. But I give it a fanboy worthy.
Hey.
If you like, yeah, it's better than Matthew McConaughey. Yeah.
Nice.
If you like Guy Ritchie movies, you'll love this. I'm pretty sure this is Guy Ritchie going full Guy Ritchie. And if you don't know a Guy Ritchie movie, he made the 2 Sherlock Holmes, Robert Downey Jr. movies. I will say, yes, this movie does have a lot of language in it. I texted Tyler earlier about that. Well, I went to IMDb and I looked it up, Tyler, and it's 134 F-bombs.
Nice.
However, there's 62 C-bombs.
Oh my gosh. Now I want to know if it mentions anything else like that about Guns Akimbo. You've inspired me.
There is a ton of language in it, so just be warned. And not even language people are kind of used to. Like, these are the words I feel like even I'm like, whoa, can't believe they just dropped that. But yeah, it's really, really funny, really good acting. Guy Ritchie going full Guy Ritchie, so it's like kind of timey-wimey, and you don't really know what the twist is going to be, and there's a lot of twists and turns, and it's a lot of fun. So I really think people should check that one out. But you've been warned. C-bombs aplenty. But yeah, that was everything I did.
Cool. Well, I didn't do a ton this week.
Why not?
However, I did a few things. Because life is crazy right now.
Is something going on in the world?
I know, right? What's going on? So there's one thing I want to talk about first. So Claire has been, as any child does, they want to use the TV, of course. So rather than just doing movies and shows and stuff, she's kind of wanted to try to play some games. She's seen Dad play games. She's seen Mom play games. So Xbox has this really cool feature that I wasn't.
Call of Duty Warzone.
Yes,
dropped her in hot.
Just dropped her in hot.
Love it.
You got this, girl.
Good luck, kid.
Boneyard?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Boneyard or downtown, one or the other.
Absolutely.
Military base is pretty crazy too.
But Xbox has this really cool feature called Copilot, where you can have two controllers paired together, essentially. So you can.
This sounds stressful.
No, not really, because then you can have your kid playing, and then you can sit there right next to them and help them with whatever they're needing to do, right? So like for Claire,
like a student driver.
For like Claire, she still struggles with the like completely understanding that like say in a racing game or any game really, your movement and your vision, where you're looking and where you're going are tied to two different thumbsticks. So she can typically handle one of those and I'll just work the other. So it's like, okay, do you want to drive? And I will like make sure we're kind of, steering.
You shouldn't let your kid drive. She's not old enough, but whatever.
Yeah. Thanks, Tyler. You tell that to your kid when they're begging you after 8 weeks in quarantine.
Hey, man, I'm going to do the thing where you hand them an unplugged-in controller.
Are you having a kid, Tyler?
They figured that out. They figured that out so fast.
I am not having a kid. No.
They figured that out so fast. Anyways, long story short.
I don't think I would announce that here.
I've been having a lot of fun playing a variety of games with her and just getting her a little more involved in participating in media, not just consuming it. So
that's awesome.
That's a pretty cool feature.
What's her favorite game so far?
Probably Super Lucky's Tale.
Nice.
It's a fun little. Some of the platforming is a little hard because it's in 3D. Mm-hmm. But that's one of those things where I can just kind of help. It's like I'm like, okay, you jump and I will move. I just have to time the movement right with her jumps. So.
Does she just spam jump and you have to
she
figure
loves
out
spamming
when to
jump.
go?
She loves spamming jump. Yes, jump.
That's
jump,
awesome.
jump. But there's some finer things. We're working on it. It's a lot of fun. Steph and I started Solar Opposites this week. It's a new show on Hulu from one of the co-creators of Rick and Morty. We've just basically watched the first episode. It's pretty good. Seems very Rick and Morty-esque. So
who are the Rick and Morty people? Who's the team behind it? Is it Dan Harmon?
Yes.
He did Community.
He did Community.
Yeah, you know who the other producers on Community are?
The Russo brothers.
The Russo brothers.
Yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the all-star list of people pop up in the credits for that show, and I'm like, what? How? How is this a thing? And nobody talks about that. Yeah, but I guess I'm just not part of that
The Russo
world.
brothers started in Community and Arrested Development, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then they went and did Winter Soldier, and their life went, woo!
It looks very different now. Justin Roiland's the other one.
Okay.
So Justin is the one who worked on Solar Opposites.
Gotcha.
So, it's been the first episode's good. Obviously, I can't give a full review, but it's been fun. The other thing that I watched kind of on a whim is on a Netflix improv show with Thomas Middleditch and Ben Schwartz. It's just called Middleditch and Schwartz. Oh my! Their names are hard. But it's essentially just a big improv show. Nothing scripted. But
that sounds like a mess.
It's like a live show, so they're in an auditorium. Okay. They're on a stage. They interact with the audience for like 5 minutes just to get some fuel, and then they act out a scenario based on that. It's pretty good.
I've heard good things.
I think they're really funny. I like both those actors by themselves, and so the fact that they're together and just being dumb is really hilarious to me. I'm trying to remember. I don't remember a ton of language, but I watched that near the beginning of this last week. So
was there 208 F-bombs?
There were not 208 F-bombs. No. It's a
and I
little more
obviously
PG-13 than that.
Luke and I obviously had some feelings.
Trying to vent our feelings through
Seriously.
streaming services.
But
Coarse language.
I think that's pretty interesting if you're into improv, if you've grown up in theater, that kind of thing. I think that's a pretty fun watch. It's definitely a nice change of pace. I feel like Netflix does a lot of stand-up stuff. Like I see stand-up comedy on there all the time, and I enjoy stand-up for the most part, but it does kind of this is kind of a refreshing take on that. So yeah,
Yep.
It's a light recommend, I
Sweet.
guess. Check out the first episode and see if you like
Yeah.
it.
I'm gonna have to look at that one.
But yeah, that's about all I did. Oh, yesterday was Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy
moms.
Mother's Day, Mom.
To all you wonderful moms out there, power to you.
Absolutely.
Doing the good work, the hard work.
The
most
real
of the
work.
time. The real work. So, I don't know if you guys were able to celebrate or do anything with moms, or get on a Zoom call or whatever. We were fortunate enough to be able. We went and visited both of our moms.
Nice.
So it was nice to see people this weekend.
Yeah. Always nice to see people.
I went to the in-laws.
Nice.
Obviously, for those who know us, my family lives in Maryland. So I called my mom and we talked for about an hour. And it was cool.
Good. Yeah.
Yep. Family ordered Olive Garden.
Nice. Did you eat some breadsticks?
Nice.
I actually didn't.
Did you get calamari?
I didn't. No, I got chicken parm.
Nice. Not a bad choice.
Chicky parm.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't even realize it until like later that evening. I was like, I did not eat a breadstick. I did a disservice to myself.
Yeah, you're like sitting there, you're like...
Sitting there watching Avatar: The Last Airbender. I didn't eat a breadstick. Oh, well.
I guess I'll go home now.
I guess I'll just eat this cake.
Oh, man. Okay, well, I think that kind of wraps up our weekly recaps. Shall we continue to some news?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Do it.
News is bad news.
Well,
but there's news this week.
We had a decent amount of news this week.
We did.
I'll lead off with probably the saddest-ish story. Jerry Stiller, Ben Stiller's dad, passed away at age 92. Natural causes. It's one of those things where it's like, not COVID related. Yay! It's still death. It's still death.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Obviously, I grew up watching him on King of Queens. Because that was just one of those shows that was on in the evening time at our house.
Yeah.
I didn't really watch it, but I like, you recognize him, and he has a presence. So like, condolences obviously to the entire Stiller family and everyone who knew him.
Yep. Definitely.
Come back, Simon.
Come here, podcat.
The podcat. I had him earlier, and he shed all over me.
Shed.
He shed
There you
all
go.
over me.
Oh, I wish your mic would have glitched just a little bit right there. And he it all over me. Like all over me. I had to wipe it all off, and it just got everywhere, and it stinks so bad.
New thing.
The hair.
Yeah, the hair.
The fur. So I think this is an interesting story. We won't talk about it for super long, probably because we talked about Star Wars for about 3.5 hours last week. But it was, I don't know if it was confirmed. Was it confirmed? Tamora Morrison is going to be returning to the role of a Fett, and he'll be playing Boba Fett in The Mandalorian Season 2. And then also
They didn't get the original actor.
Jerry Bullock. No. But no, and then there's also a rumor that he could possibly be playing somebody else, and a lot of people are like, "Is Rex gonna show up?" And since Ahsoka's going to be in season 2, a lot of people are thinking
That would be
Ahsoka
cool.
and Rex will be involved. I think that is awesome. And
It seems
honestly,
like
I'm
such a season 3 kind of a thing, but whatever.
yeah.
What do I know?
I feel like season 2 is going to be 40 episodes if they're a half an hour long.
Yeah.
Like,
Here's
there's
my
so much.
Here's my thought. After what you just said, Ahsoka's episode will probably be late in the season. I'm assuming to maybe tee off something in season 3, and I'm betting
same for Boba.
I think that's probably where Boba fits. Is
Yeah.
probably at the end to set something up, and that's why they
Yeah.
were. Because I mean, they're pretty far along
Mm-hmm.
in that show's creation. I mean, I think they even said this week it's not going to be delayed.
Yeah, I think
So-
they had everything filmed before all this
Right.
stuff went on.
Right. So I think all these announcements coming out this late are pretty telling as to when those will probably be in the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is kind of a bummer that all these announcements are happening. It would have been so cool if you're watching this and
Right.
all of a sudden, boom, there's Ahsoka. Boom, there's Boba. Like, but we won't get that surprise now. Now the whole time we'll just be going,
When are they going to show up?
When they gonna show up?
It's all about that hype, unfortunately.
That's how
Yeah,
I feel watching
unfortunately.
like Green Lantern the animated series because I know Saint Walker's in it. So all I can think about is when is Saint Walker going to show up?
Saint Walker is amazing in that show, by the
Dude,
way.
Saint Walker's the man. Sorry.
But side note on that little announcement,
Oh no, we don't need to do this.
if it comes true,
It's coming out in 2021. Watch, it's going to get delayed, and then Luke's prediction will happen.
I predicted Boba Fett will show up in The Mandalorian Season 2. So if this thing actually airs and he's in it, one of us might actually get a prediction. The only one actually possible is probably
Yeah.
Superman or Uncharted, something related.
Here's what will happen, right? So it'll get delayed, and that episode will air January 2021. That would be great. But you said season 2, so it really doesn't matter.
Don't mess with
That's
that.
true. That is true.
All right.
But yeah, what you guys got?
I have some video game stuff, and I'll just kind of jump through those. Elder Scrolls 6 news not expected for a few more years.
What's their project? Starlink?
Starfield.
That's coming before.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
supposed to be.
Yeah.
That will probably, I'd bet 2022 at the earliest.
Yeah, probably so.
Yeah, for
Blizzard doing Diablo 2 remaster in Q4 2020. I know a lot of people will be happy about that. I probably won't check it out, but that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then Apex Legends new season starts tomorrow, the 12th. Season 5?
Yes.
Yeah, season 5. New character Loba looks super dope.
Yeah.
That movement ability is probably going to catch a huge nerf early on because that thing is insane. And then Assassin's Creed Valhalla season pass information leaked on the German PlayStation Store, revealing a Beowulf story mission.
Dope. Yeah.
Dope mission.
I'm
but-
getting more and more excited about this Assassin's Creed game.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
So the opposite of me.
Yeah,
But
you're in the minority here.
I am definitely in the minority about that game. I'll have Cyberpunk to last me 4.5 years. So
True. I am very excited for that too.
Yeah.
To
That's all my
continue the
video game news.
continue, I swear
Oh
I'm
my
not drunk.
gosh.
I
words are
swear.
hard.
I'm drinking straight out of the can tonight, guys.
Yeah, what'd you pour in that can?
Nothing, I promise. To continue the video game news, Halo 2 Anniversary is coming out on MCC for PC like tomorrow. So by the time anyone listens to this, if you have the Master Chief Collection on PC, you will be able to check out Halo 2 Anniversary. It looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
I think it's a better remaster than
Combat Evolved.
Yeah.
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 I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I love playing those remasters though, because you can like switch between the graphics.
Yes.
And I think the first time I played both of them, I did it for both. I just stood there and just switched it for like, I don't know, 20 straight minutes going.
Looking at
This
the
is so
details,
cool.
like, this is kind of how I remember it. And you switch it back and you're like, oh gosh.
Or even sometimes I'd be like, walking on a cliff or something, and I'd be like, there's so much grass in my way, I don't know where I'm supposed to go. Switch to bad graphics. There's no grass there, I'll go that way. Switch back to the good graphics.
Plot me a course, Cortana.
She should plot me a course, that'd be even easier.
Do you guys remember when the first Halo Combat Evolved anniversary came out? It was on the 360, and it's when they were doing the whole like everything has to use Kinect, so you could yell like "throw a grenade" or
I know for Skyrim you could like yell "Fus Roda" and you'd Fus Roda people, you'd force push people.
So dumb. It was so dumb, but I
It's
loved
alright.
it.
They
I
realized
loved
that
it.
Kinect is stupid.
Good.
It had, it had some good potential things, but yeah, never. It was the hardware was always too expensive, and it never worked well enough to actually really.
Fruit
catch
Ninja
on.
was fun.
I like the Just Dance games. I like playing Just Dance way more on Xbox than with the Wii. Because with the Wii, you could just kind of cheat. It's like, I just have to do this in the right kind of motion. The Xbox is like, I know what you're doing. Maybe that's creepy. I don't know. In other video game news, a game that I've been super hyped for got a release date this week. Disintegration. We've talked about that quite a bit this last probably 6 months. Is coming out on June 16th. That pre-order is up on Xbox Live, the PlayStation Store, and Steam. So go check it out if you haven't seen any gameplay or anything. There's a cool new story trailer. Dives a little bit more into the setup for the story mode campaign.
Yep.
And yeah,
I know
very
I'm definitely gonna get it. I just don't know when.
Yeah.
Because I know it comes out like right next to Last of Us Part 2, and that is a little bit higher on the priority list for me.
So Luke, what you're telling me is if all of a sudden your PlayStation fell from the roof and you couldn't play Last of Us, you could play Disintegration with us.
I'd probably
That's a yes.
find a really cheap PS4.
So I will probably get this day one. This is gonna sound really corny, but like they're a small studio, and Marcus has like actually tweeted at me before, and so I kind of have a soft spot for them, kind of rooting for them, and I hope they do well. So I think I'll throw some money their way, just to help them out because I think it's awesome. Plus, I like the game. I thought it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, the beta was great.
Yeah, we had a bunch of fun in the beta.
I hope it's a little more optimized.
Yeah.
Other than that, I really don't have any complaints.
Yeah. There's a week before that comes out where you guys can at least beat the campaign. Then I'll throw you in my backpack for multiplayer whenever you
Sounds
end
good.
up joining back in.
I want to live in Brett's backpack.
I don't. I was getting good at that game. I was figuring it out.
Oh yeah, Tyler doesn't
How
need
lo-
me.
How long is the campaign? Do you know?
I think they've kind of set. I think they've said
Have
like
they mentioned anything?
a standard
Like
campaign that's
12
not.
to 14.
I think it's probably like between 10 and 12.
Okay.
Obviously there's gonna be people who, if you play on easy and you just burn through it, you're gonna go real fast. But it's not one that's littered.
I'm pointing at Luke. That's. I'm pointing at Luke.
That's me.
A lot of modern games pad that campaign runtime by making you do lots of little fetch quests or side quests, or heck, even Destiny is like, hey, in the middle of this awesome campaign, go do these public events. I don't want to do public events. I just want to get to the next story beat.
Yeah, but if you don't do the public event, your mission's like 4.5 minutes long.
Exactly. So, Yep, pretty excited for that.
Good deal. So it was announced earlier, like most things this year, San Diego Comic-Con was canceled.
Yeet.
But this week, they announced that San Diego Comic-Con is actually going to be all online, and they're going to have a stay-at-home function for it with announcements, and I imagine that's where trailers and stuff will drop. I think it will actually be super similar to what Xbox did this week.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Like, it'll just be a dude sitting at his computer going, hey, this is what we've been working on. Check out the trailer. And then that's it. But I'm really glad that they're still doing something. It's Christmas in July for us nerds.
Absolutely. Speaking of Christmas in July, July is when we're going to get our first look at Xbox's first party
It's true.
IPs. So that's when
First
we'll
party
get to see
titles
Halo
coming
Infinite.
to the next generation.
And I think that's when Ubisoft is doing theirs too.
Yeah, Ubisoft's having their own little event.
It's
but
going to be
before
July's going to be awesome.
Yeah, July's gonna be sweet. And to give us a little appetizer, they had a little event this last week on Inside Xbox that we're gonna dive a little bit deeper into. It's gonna be a little more than just a quick news story. We'll talk about Inside Xbox's.
We're going to do a deep dive into every single game that had anything announced there.
It was their
20
third
minutes per
party
game.
It was kind of their third party. They talked about it being a gameplay premiere for Xbox Series X games. Nothing first party, so nothing made by Microsoft. But we had, I guess I could have numbered these instead of bulleted them. That would made saying what number they were way easier.
There's 13 games.
13. Either of you could have interrupted me. Clearly, you both knew.
We like watching you struggle.
The struggle is real. Yeah. So this was. Do we want to maybe talk about the show a little bit before we deep dive, or you want to deep dive and then talk about the show?
I have some other news stories.
Oh, I tried to segue us too early.
Yeah, you ding dong.
Yeah,
just edit this into.
No.
Okay.
No. We're gonna keep it here. I'm gonna fly through these stories. Then.
Quit giving me more work, Brett.
Okay.
Go Tyler.
Avatar sequels to cost $1 billion to make. Pretty inconsequential when the movie they made 15 years ago made a butt ton of money and
almost $3 billion.
Yeah, they'll be fine.
Were they saying that was each film?
No. It's going to be $250 million each.
Okay, that's okay. That's
it's
not a big deal.
Kind of what the math works out to.
Yeah.
The Batman, according to Andy Serkis, will be darker than previous films.
That's gonna sell tickets to those Marvel fanboys.
Yeah. I like that they don't flinch at that though. I like that they're willing to stay the course and make what they want to make. That's awesome.
Yep, agreed.
But they have an opportunity to make a big blue Boy Scout movie and make it brighter and more colorful and hopeful. And there's rumors that Man of Steel 2 is gonna happen now.
Mm-hmm.
Fingers crossed, man. Fingers crossed.
They're kind of backing off the ledge of the Supergirl movie that they were talking about doing. I don't know.
I think this is.
I don't know if I believe this, but
the rumor was Supergirl and Brainiac originally, like way back in the day,
and
I think this is just such a good opportunity to bring back Henry Cavill's Superman. He's a great Superman.
Yes.
Just kind of do a little tonal shift. It's fine. The movie came a long time ago at this point.
Right.
But then just do the Superman Brainiac storyline and introduce Supergirl. Like, you can still honestly do the same movie.
Man of Steel 2 either.
Yeah. Like, I think this is a great opportunity to finally have a different villain in a Superman movie, and also introduce Supergirl into the universe.
Yep.
So
both
not really
very
that much has to
doable
change.
things.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can do a Supergirl movie.
Hey, remember that time, like, right after Justice League came out, when we basically pitched a Man of Steel 2 to each other?
Yeah.
That was fun. They should
I
hire
don't.
us.
I'm sorry. My mind is
I
going
may
blank.
I may still have the notes from that, Luke.
Awesome. I want to read them. I want to see
Okay.
what we say.
I don't know if I do, but I'll check.
We'll,
I can't.
we'll,
I can't even remember last week's episode, guys. Come on.
it was Star Wars.
What's Star Wars? Just
The
kidding.
wars, bro. The wars.
You don't want to know.
Swamp Thing was a show that Luke and I liked very much on DC Universe.
It's good stuff.
I saw an alarming story today. The show's already canceled, so it doesn't get worse than that, right? I saw an alarming story today that said the CW got its rights, and I was like, what? And then it's actually just streaming rights. So they're going to air the show, I guess, on the CW.
Oh.
For people who don't have DC Universe and for people who wanted to watch that show. We may be able to help you with that sooner than the CW can. Stay tuned for later things. But I hope Swamp Thing does not get picked up by the CW, and I hope that if they're going to continue the show, it's on HBO Max.
I completely agree.
I think they should, if they're going to do a Justice League Dark show, I think that's where he goes. I don't think you make a show for the CW.
Mm-hmm.
J.J. Abrams can handle Swamp Thing because James Wan will look at him and be like, "Don't you F this up, dude."
I think it's interesting too. Like, one of the most annoying parts when you watch a movie on TV is when they dub new words
Yeah.
into the show or the movie.
Yeah.
Swamp Thing is TV mature. Like,
Yeah.
it's gory and there's a lot of language in it.
Yeah.
So I feel
And
like
there's a
they're
lot.
going to edit it down and it's going to just make it worse.
It will have to be in the 9 p.m. time slot.
Man, that scene in the first episode where the like tree rips
Yeah.
in the autopsy room.
Right.
That scene was disgusting, man. Like, there's no way they could air that on.
Well, then they have like chest poppers
Cable
in
TV.
like the third episode.
Yeah.
There's stuff's coming out of like people's chest cavity, and you're like, what the? Like, no, it's a full-on horror show. It's
Yeah.
got horror elements, and so it'll be interesting to see what the CW does. But I hope they don't pull it off of DC Universe. That's my only concern.
Mm,
Because I do want to rewatch that show. I enjoyed it.
yep.
And I have one more.
Go for it.
Ryan Murphy, the brainchild guy behind American Horror Story and Hollywood and a lot of other things. The People vs. O.J. Simpson, the Versace show. He has said he's going to do a spin-off of American Horror Story that will be an anthology series. One, American Horror Story is an anthology series. So, what? Two, I guess it's going to be anthology every
episode?
by
Yeah,
episode.
episodic anthology is what it sounds
Right.
like. Yeah.
Yeah, which, again, American Horror Story is already a seasonal anthology. Like, is there like smaller stories he wants to tell? Maybe I don't know.
I'm curious if it could be kind of how like Tales from the Loop was on
Maybe.
Prime. Because like
Maybe.
every episode is related, but every episode is different characters. It's weird.
I see.
Because
I
like
see.
a dad will be in an episode, and he's like barely in it. He has one line, but then like 7 episodes later, he has an episode entirely to himself.
That's kind of cool. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe they go that route. That'd be cool.
Hmm.
That's a cool way of telling stories because then the story becomes about the setting
Yeah.
more so than the people.
Yeah, it was super different, and it was one of the things I really liked about that show.
Well, I like American Horror Story, so I'm interested. I'll definitely be checking that out.
Okay, Luke, just to entertain you, I found our Superman document.
I got the email.
I've shared it with you, but it does involve Kara, so obviously Supergirl,
Uh-huh.
Clark, Brainiac,
Who's that?
and Toyman.
Wasn't I like laying on the floor when we were doing
Oh
this?
yeah, for sure.
I think I was like, because after every episode, I just go lay on the floor in your basement.
Dude, this prelude for this, which is definitely inspired by Man of Steel and is set like kind of in the same time as that, is so dope. I love this prelude, but
I can't wait to read all of it. I'm gonna
yes,
get pumped up.
maybe we'll finish this and one day we'll just have an episode where we read it. Be
Yeah,
our
let's
pick.
do it. It'll be the What the Fanboy pitches a Superman movie, and then it'll get made in 15 years, and we'll be like, wait,
Dude, it'll be like
what?
Big Fat Liar all over again.
Okay.
Man of Steel 2, Big Fat Liar.
we're
That's the title.
writing a movie in a movie.
Are we ready to move past news and into our main
Yes,
topic?
yes. Sorry, let's do that. Let's do
Never move out of the news.
I jumped.
No, we're going-
I jumped the gun. That's my bad.
that. I'm sorry. There's just a lot of news this week, and
There
news
was.
is picking up the last few weeks, which is nice.
It is nice. Good. It's nice to have things to talk about. Yeah. Okay. So Xbox had its first little like digital online event to highlight Xbox Series X, the next generation of Xbox games, and this specific episode was focused on third-party titles. So we have things from Ubisoft, we have things from a lot of other smaller, I guess EA, and then some smaller developers. This was kind of billed as a gameplay reveal event, and I think the general consensus was that maybe there wasn't enough gameplay shown. How do you guys feel about that?
Was there any gameplay shown? I know there's gameplay shown for Bright Memory.
Well, so it depends on what your definition of gameplay is, and I think that's part of the problem is that, you know.
I mean, I can only think of Bright Memory and then, what was it called? Hold on. I think it was The Ascent. It was the top-down game.
Yeah.
Their trailer had gameplay
Mm-hmm.
built into it. Madden, I think, had gameplay.
20 seconds.
Yeah, but I
It
mean,
was like a
it's a
replay,
Madden
yeah.
game. Yeah. A lot of the gameplay was really quick, and I think the problem with this was they were really selling Valhalla gameplay.
Yeah. I mean, that's
That's
kinda what
why
they build it around.
everybody was excited to see new
Mhm.
stuff and Valhalla gameplay.
Mhm.
And then what do they show? It's an in-game engine. It's an in-engine trailer.
It's like a
Mhm.
cutscene, yeah.
Yeah, but there was no gameplay with like a HUD and like you're behind your character and he's swinging stuff.
Yeah.
And I think when people say gameplay, that's what you're thinking. Like that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I
So I
was
need to
too.
stop thinking that.
Yeah. It doesn't. I think it does, like for me, it doesn't surprise me. These feel like trailers that would have aired at E3.
Yeah.
In some form, right? Like if Xbox has its indie showcase or whatever, they're not gonna get 5 minutes to show them the gameplay. But those typically aren't billed like they're not promoted like that. They're not promoted as gameplay. It's promoted as a tease or a first look or a reveal. And I think it honestly this has there were more problems with the marketing and the hype up to it than what they actually showed, because I think what they showed is pretty standard.
Yeah.
It's just that their communication around what they showed was it missed the mark.
Yeah, what frustrates me so much is like I'm an Xbox guy, like that's my preferred system. Xbox has been doing really well in this lead up to next gen, and I felt like, and I know I'm not trying to be like the toxic fanboy here, but like I felt like Xbox was doing a good job of getting the goodwill and making all the right moves and saying all the right things, and then they had this event and it's like all that is gone. You know what I mean? Like everybody's like
Sure.
trashing Xbox now.
And
Now Sony has an opportunity to come out and jump right back on top of things, and it's unfortunate because, again, I like Xbox more. It's my preferred system, so
Yeah,
just
to
sucks.
Me, this was a very small misstep.
Well, yeah, it's small right
something
now,
that-
but the problem can definitely be compounded.
Sure. And they have the opportunity now to kind of pivot, and with their future kind of summer talking, with their revealing over the course of the summer, they now have time to really course correct.
Yeah.
But honestly, I and you know, maybe this is the Xbox fanboy in me, but I haven't seen anything from Sony that gives me any confidence that system's even coming out this year.
Yeah, I agree.
So it doesn't put Xbox in a second place position for me right now because just of a lack of information from Sony.
Oh, it doesn't put them in second. It makes me feel like they've opened a door.
Sure.
And maybe Sony tries to jump in, but all I can think about in this, and this is a huge callback, and Luke, I don't know if you were paying attention at this point, but do you guys remember like when Watch Dogs was revealed?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think this is what that reminds me of.
Yeah.
Like Watch Dogs had this beautiful, like awesome cinematic and these really cool trailers, and then like the first gameplay was revealed, and everybody's like, "Oh no, this looks nothing like what you guys are marketing." And like they were marketing this gameplay reveal, and it was nothing like what they marketed. And so like that's where the comparison is for me.
Yeah.
And Watch Dogs, I thought was an incredible game. I really enjoyed it, but it went on to have a terrible, terrible time after that. And I don't think Xbox will go to the same way. I just think there's some similarities there.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey, nothing will ever be as bad as Blizzard
Revealing Diablo Immortals?
Diablo, yeah, mobile game when everybody's like, big announcement coming. It's a game for your phone. Whoosh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. They hired Rod Ferguson. Maybe he'll get them on track.
Inside Xbox though, I gotta say, favorite part of the entire night was, I don't remember his name. Adam Greenberg? Is that the dude's name?
Yeah, I think
Something like that. I think Green was in his last name.
The fridge?
The fridge.
The fridge, yes.
He had the Xbox Series X where his fridge was supposed to go.
So I didn't catch that because I was watching it on my phone at work. And I wasn't watching it. I was listening to it. And but yeah, so I actually watched it again when I got home. And
watched it is what you're meaning.
Yeah, like I actually like sat there and watched
attention to it.
Yeah, no, I was mainly listening to it. So I didn't actually see the fridge thing until I got home. But that was pretty good.
That was pretty funny. Do we talk about these games?
Let's do it.
Do we want to talk about the racing game with Nolan North and Troy Baker involved, or
Game of the Year 2021?
Dirt 5? I hope not. That'd be a bad year of games if that's the case.
How about Racing Game of the Year?
Is there a new Forza coming out?
I was gonna say I've always been more of a Forza guy. Dirt's never really intrigued me.
The only racing game I play
Nolan
is Mario
North can't
Kart.
get me more excited about Dirt. Sorry.
Dirt 1 was really good.
I thought it looked good. You'll probably hear that from most of these games. They look good.
Just think it's hilarious. Like when I was watching this, it popped up Dirt 5, and I was like, "There's 5 of these? Like, where was 2, 3, 4 at?"
Yeah, and there's Dirt Rally and Dirt Rally 2.0 and
what?
The thing is, there's not a lot of racing games. Like when you're like, yeah, I haven't heard of it, but there's like hundreds of shooters that you haven't heard of.
Oh yeah,
and the number of developers who are making racing games is so much smaller that there are going to be those ones that's like, I've never heard of them. Well, yeah, but
I also
there are 5 of them because there's only
I never play racing games, so I'm not even searching those types of things out.
Me neither.
That was not for me, that trailer.
Another one that's not for me, but probably definitely for Tyler. Madden NFL 21.
Dude, oh my gosh. This was one, we got a guest appearance from Kermit the Frog. That's dope.
Yeah,
and Patrick
Pat
Mahomes,
Mahomes!
And Pat.
which was super cool. No, the cover athlete for this came out a few weeks back. It's Lamar Jackson, so I was kind of surprised that Mahomes did it. But still really cool. I think the big announcement here though is the smart delivery. That EA is doing smart delivery with their big franchises, and that immediately like perked my ears up. I was like, oh, okay, we're doing this.
Yeah.
So I'll be buying that day one. Because honestly, I was kind of thinking about waiting until the next gen consoles came out to get it, so I didn't have to buy it twice. But with next smart delivery, it's a no-brainer now.
Yep.
And the little snippet they showed, I thought looked good. I mean,
I did like
honestly,
the trailer, how it kind of showed
went through the
progression
years.
through the years. That was really cool.
I thought that was cool.
I just
It's
wish they had
also-
ended on a little more actual
yeah,
something from the game.
yeah.
than
Well, they
just
did.
a one
It's
shot.
just like a replay.
Yeah, it was
thing.
the catch, right?
It was
catch?
Mahomes scoring in the corner of the end zone.
Oh, that's right. It was the yeah.
It's my boy.
Which I thought looked good.
Yeah, it looked gorgeous.
I'm more excited to see like what like the player graphics at this point. I don't think get much better. To me, it's the environment graphics that always make Madden more immersive. What does the weather look like? What does a field look like week 12 in the season when you've been playing on a grass field? Is it tore up? Is it not? You know, how do the fans interact with the game? What are the sounds like? Are there new announcers? Like, these are the questions I want answers to.
Did you have a game scheduled against the Los Angeles Chargers down in Mexico City, but they forgot to do anything with their grass, so it's just dirt?
Right. Right. Like, things like that make the game fun. But I thought this was a cool reveal. I'm looking forward to Madden.
Yeah. Cool.
Sorry, I went way too long on that. I
No,
apologize.
all good, all good. Chorus. Did you guys write anything down for Chorus?
I don't remember what this one is. What is this one?
I've forgotten.
It's the one with the chick, with her spaceship, and it seems like
the fighter pilot.
yeah, they're like
Space-
flying through space,
space.
and maybe the
Okay.
ship is like that Love, Death, and Robots thing where it's
Oh,
like
yeah,
Lucky Number
yeah.
13, something like that. Like there's
That was a
some
good
weird. That was a great episode. Like
Yeah,
there's
this
some weird
one-
connection or something.
This one, Luke, don't hate me. I got heavy Control vibes from the part of this trailer.
Have you played Control yet?
I said don't hate me.
I'm just asking.
No. I don't know. This one doesn't look too bad. Looks kind of interesting. I'd kind of forgotten about it, but yeah.
I think it looks interesting. I probably won't play it just because of what kind of game it is.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Here's one that did pique my interest. Call of the Sea.
Yeah. I thought this game looked, honestly, I thought this was one of the most prettiest games they showed.
Yes.
It had a super awesome art style when then, like with the beach and the island and all the water, I thought was just really cool. And then it looks like there's some type of fun fantasy element because, like, she puts her hand on the rock and it looks like a fish, alien, mermaid, weird type looking hand thing. And I think that could be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I got pretty heavy Firewatch vibes from this in terms of art direction, but also kind of that slower gameplay where it's a little more like we're gonna explore the world and figure out what's going on. And Firewatch is one of those games that I really enjoyed more than I thought I would. I'm not big into like walking simulator games, and that one has enough of a like mystery to it that I thought, that coupled with a really good art style.
The ultimate walking simulator would be Death Stranding.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Touche. Okay.
I got like hardcore Journey to the Savage Planet vibes from that.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
Sorry, I just watched the trailer because I could not remember what game that was. It's like, which one is that? What's next?
Scarlet Nexus. This was the anime one.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that was announced.
Yeah. Not terribly my style either.
I remember watching this trailer and kind of just going, nope.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not for me. Not for me.
Not for me either.
I'd probably play it over Dirt 17 or whatever.
Dirt 5?
It's Dirt 5. Yeah.
They're not to 17 yet? What have they been doing?
No, they'll be at 17 next year.
Oh, good.
The next one on my list is Scorn.
Oh, gosh.
Which...
So, for realsies, I thought this was going to be an Alien game.
Yes!
Yeah, dude, I did too. I was like, oh man, they're making another Alien game? Dope.
I mean, I knew like Isolation did
honestly,
okay,
I thought it was
got good
Prometheus.
reviews. Well, yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking maybe like, okay, maybe this is a way to kind of like lead into the next Alien film, which is, I mean, who knows if that's ever going to actually happen. I mean, it will. I don't know if it'll be Ridley's vision for it, but yeah, definitely those like H.R. Geiger vibes. Very creepy. I don't know if I don't know if I'll ever want to play it. But...
So I think this is what we should do. We should all get together, and I should play it.
Yes,
it seems like it's gonna be scary.
Yes. Dude, the most scared I've ever been video gaming was when I was watching someone play Fear. Do you guys remember that game?
Uh-huh.
Oh man, F that game. I
Yeah,
was eating a bag of pretzels, and it was the dude walks over and he's like turns around to get on a ladder, and that little girl was there, and I was like, ah! And I threw the pretzels. Like, it scared the crap out of me.
I don't remember the game wasn't scary. I mean, it was the intention, but I was playing Dead Space in college, and me and my roommate had a sheet and a projector. So it was probably...
I was big then.
It was... Let's see, that's 42. It was probably 80 plus, maybe 100. Like, it was
Inches.
very large. And another roommate came in. He's like, what are you doing? I'm playing Dead Space. It's not that scary. And then immediately something jumps out at me and makes me scream. And I almost fell out of my pants because I was so scared.
Okay.
I quit playing after that.
Yeah. The next one I have there is The Ascent. That was one we kind of mentioned a little bit earlier as actually having some gameplay in it.
Mm-hmm.
This was the one I was like, oh, we got our first Cyberpunk knockoff. Here coming out before Cyberpunk, maybe.
The Diablo-esque Cyberpunk game.
Yeah, I actually think this looks pretty cool. It's not really my style of game, but it looks really good, and it's got good... Sorry, I'm rewatching a trailer. Yeah, it looks fun.
Who's it made by? Is it the same people? Is it Blizzard? Or is it Neon somebody?
Neon Giant and Curve Digital.
Okay, never mind.
I don't know which one of those is the publisher and which one's the developer. So, cool. Second Extinction.
Man, I thought so bad that this was a Turok game. I was like, oh, we're going back. Turok is here, baby. And then it was not Turok. And I was like, I don't care about this anymore.
I think a Turok premise is way more exciting than this. I think this premise is fine. It looks pretty good. I just feel like I just saw the same clip for the entire 3-minute trailer or whatever.
Yep.
I just hope it's not like $60.
It's just gonna be raptors running at me, and I have a machine gun.
Just mowing down little raptors.
This looks like it'd be so fun to play. Honest, like I won't buy it, but if it's ever games with gold, man, I'm going straight for it.
I could see it being like a Game Pass game. I could see a number of these being like
Yeah.
Game Pass games, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
With as successful as Game Pass has become and continues to be, and the fact that it's really important to their future business, I could see them really reaching out and putting some of these on Game Pass quickly.
Yeah.
Especially with the new generation coming out, they want people to play on the new hardware.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a bunch of free games.
Yeah.
With your subscription. All right. Then we have the most nope game for me, the Medium.
So this is actually the game that gave me Control vibes.
Mm-hmm.
More in tone, and also the fact that the main actress looks like the Jesse Faden from Control, also. But
Sure.
I thought it was kind of interesting living like in kind of how it seems is, I mean, you can sense a post-apocalyptic future and you're trying to stop that from happening, but you're like in the past. Like, I thought it kind of looked cool. I probably won't play it unless it gets good reviews or something, but
This is the Silent Hill game we never got.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
No,
I don't know.
The cinematic
It's-
looked good. Again, there no gameplay in there.
yeah. Gameplay reveal. Come check it out.
But I appreciate, as someone who really enjoyed, what's that dang?
Think.
Now I'm embarrassing myself because I can't remember it. It's the Vikings game that it's all about. It's a kind of a psychological
Hellblade,
thriller.
man.
Hellblade. Yes.
Goodness gracious.
Yes.
You call yourself a Xbox fanboy?
No, I'm sorry. Forgive me.
Isn't that Ninja Theory? I'm pretty sure Ninja Theory makes those games. Sorry, that is not important. What is the next game on this list?
It is Ninja Theory. Yes. I just wanted to confirm.
The boy's on a hot streak over here.
Yeah, maybe you should be reading these off. Vampire: The Masquerade Bloodlines 2.
Bro, this game looks
How about that for a
like-
title?
This game looks like something. I tell you.
I thought this trailer was so irritating. If that's the tone of the game, which I'm sure it is, because that's what they're advertising, and there's gonna be people dancing around like that all the time, man, don't even. I'm blocking that account so I don't get their ads or whatever, man.
I didn't know there was a first one of this.
I recognize the logo, so I knew I knew there was a first one, but never played it. Never was really interested.
I just turned this one back on. I just remember seeing this trailer and going, "What's up with everybody's hands? Like, why does everybody's hands look so weird?" They're like, eh. Like, I didn't understand it. I don't know. I won't play this game. I know that much.
Hands are hard. Okay, next game. Yakuza.
Are
Like a
those
Dragon.
developers the Rob Liefelds of hands instead of feet? They
Yeah.
just can't do hands.
I think so. What do you guys feel about? How do you guys feel about Yakuza?
See,
Um,
I've never played those games, but I know people really like them. So
yeah,
I'm sure people are juiced.
same for me. I thought it kind of looked like an interesting story.
I
I
like
don't-
Sleeping Dogs. Give me a sequel to that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Why are the dogs sleeping? Are they tired?
You just got to play the game to find out.
Oh man.
It's really good.
Yep. So Yakuza, not really probably one that's on the top of any of our lists.
Mm-mm. Unfortunately, I wish it was because I know people like that game has a huge following. But obviously none of us.
It's
have
cool.
played
It is
them,
cool
so-
to see that there's going to be a day one launch, a launch title. So if you're into those kind of fighting games, then there's something there for you. Okay, the last two. We'll
I think I
talk
hit
about.
my mic.
We'll talk. Let's talk about Assassin's Creed first.
What's the other one? Oh, I know what the other one is.
I think we're gonna. Because Assassin's Creed, I think we we've kind of talked about earlier in the episode how it disappointed us to a certain degree with the lack of actual gameplay, but still kind of excited me with how good it looks in engine too. It was a well cut trailer, so seeing as most of these were just trailers.
Yeah, I'm excited for Assassin's Creed. I'm kind of a sucker for that franchise. I've been playing it for a long time, and I don't know. When the rumors came out that it was going to be Vikings, I was like, okay, I'm excited. And then it actually was Vikings, and I was like, okay, I'm excited. And now I've seen some gameplay and a really good cinematic trailer. Yeah, gameplay. And I'm still pretty excited about it. I mean, granted, we don't know much, but I think aesthetically it's pretty good looking. Mm-hmm. And I think part of what makes Assassin's Creed so cool is the environments they put you in. And I'm really digging the environment they're building for this one. So that's a good start for me.
Agreed. Luke, I know you were a little worried about ship combat.
Yeah, and they talked about how longboat combat is going to be part of the game. And it's like, well, it's probably not going to be main part, obviously, but it's kind of like, well, gosh, dang it. And I kind of just, I don't know. There's things that they put in Origins that I'm like, oh, that's cool. But then I don't feel like they're trying to improve or do anything different than what they added. Like they added the bird in Origins. And now Odyssey had a bird. And this one you have the raven. It's like, is this a thing now?
Definitely is a thing now.
You always have that thing in video games that allows you to scan everything, even when it's Vikings. And I know you're in a computer or whatever, but like it's still like, come on.
Well, I mean, it's Odin's raven, right?
Yeah.
I'll also say with as big as the AC games have gotten, it's nice to have, like, if I had to go manually search around every dang nook and cranny for any old thing, that would be a pain. And so to have the ability to do a little bit of scouting, and it's kind of like in Far Cry games, just the ability to like get up on a tower way above everything and just plan your attack wherever you want. Mm-hmm. That's super fun because you get to play your way. Now, if all you're in it for is the easiest option, that can make things boring. That's exactly why I disliked Fallout 4. It was like, 4? Not 4, 3. 3 was the one with the bullet time slowdown or whatever. Mm-hmm. It's like, that's the only way I wanted to play that was with the slowed down thing, because it was kind of fun to see all the different like body parts explode, but it almost made the game too easy. And I think they fixed some of that in 4. But
they just made everything else bad in 4.
Yeah, exactly. Walked it back in a couple other areas, but
got him.
But
and they did 76.
I think with Assassin's Creed especially, just that ability to scan and figure out what do I want to spend my time doing, and how do I want to approach an encounter and these kinds of things. So I don't know.
They did say they're going to make this one smaller, which I think is a good move.
I think that is so good.
Yeah, because Odyssey is monstrous.
Origins took me forever to beat.
Yeah. Dude,
and I think Odyssey was even longer than that.
I have 15 hours played on Odyssey, and I'm not even level 20 yet. And there's an area that is like level 45. I'm like, what? Mm-hmm. By the time I get there, the new one's going to be out.
Yeah. But I don't know what I mean. I've said it before, so I won't over elaborate. I don't know. It feels uninspired to me with the direction they're going, because it's just another Dark Ages type ambiance that I gather from it, that they've done a lot in the past.
Yeah,
but
that's fair.
Not saying it won't be a bad game, and I don't know. I still might end up getting it. So I'm just really on a wait and see basis.
Yeah. Well, always is interesting to me, especially with Assassin's Creed, with as many games as they've had, especially when they do cross-generational releases, like the ship one.
Black Flag.
Black Flag was interesting because that took the ship, like, that was a whole new experience, and it was cross-platform, and you'd think typically, like, we'll save that big next thing for when we have all that power, but they made it work on the 360 too, which I thought was really impressive, actually. But yeah, so it'll be interesting to see if they've kind of gotten into this formula, and now when they actually develop the next game, which will probably only be on next gen hardware, what does that look like? What can they do with that? So yeah, we'll see.
Just get those creative juices flowing, man. That's all I want them to do. Let's go crazy.
Exactly. Okay, and then I think we have the game that the final game here that we're going to talk about. They kind of came out of nowhere for most of us and kind of surprised us.
It was so quick. It was so short.
Minute and a half trailer.
Man, I wanted so much more.
So before you dive in,
yeah, go for it.
Brett, what was the first game you thought of when this trailer started?
Man, when it first started, some of the movement things made me think Titanfall.
See, that's exactly what I thought, man. And like the way the gun handled, and the way like the gun, it had the round count, like digitally projected. I was like, dude, this is like a Titanfall game.
And then there's guys swinging swords at you.
Right? And I was like, oh, this is not Titanfall.
And grapples?
Yeah.
There's grapples and yeah. But on top of that, I mean, I think the thing that really stood out to me at first was just how crazy visual, like, there's a ton going on. So not only are the graphics insanely good, you have all these, like, real-time reflections and ray tracing and whatnot. You have this debris in front of you. You got this wind.
And actual gameplay.
Yeah. Probably still vertical slice gameplay, but still, that looks awesome. You hop in
more gameplay than everybody else.
You hop in a DeLorean here at the end of the trailer, and take off.
Honestly, when that happened, I was like, "Wait, is this Cyberpunk?"
So is this some weird Back to the Future spin-off?
Like they downloaded something into my little chip in my head, and I'm having like a dream sequence in Cyberpunk.
Also, if you don't know, the game we're talking about is Bright Memory Infinite. I don't know if we said the name of the game.
We did not say the name of the game.
Sorry, guys. Our bad. No, this is like really visually stunning, and like the combat looks pretty compelling for what it is. This was developed primarily by one guy.
Yeah.
That's insane to me. Obviously, we don't know how big the actual game is. IGN over on their YouTube or their website, you can find the first 18 minutes of the game.
Oh wow!
So you can see a little more. I don't think, well, and it might just be YouTube's quality here. Yeah, it's not displaying it in like super high resolution for me. It's kind of clear that the Xbox piece is maybe a little bit of a vertical slice in terms of like just how good it looks. But also that's on next gen hardware. The Xbox One X is really powerful. So
yeah,
what they're playing on here is probably not max settings anyways, but yeah, it looks really cool. Your character is not who you probably think you are. And combining really interesting melee combat with shooter combat, and looks like some time dilation, messing with how fast things are happening. No, it looks really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks super good.
I think this had the best showing.
Mm-hmm. And one of the shortest shortest
Yeah.
trailers, but
They just
definitely
showed the
one that-
trailer and they're like, "There's that trailer. It was made by one guy." All right, next game. It's like,
Dirt
no. Talk more about that. I don't care about dirt.
Yeah, this is definitely a game that's focused on, like one-on-one or like a low combatant. Like, it's more about your combat. It's more about how do I counter, how do I win these individual fights than just like going in a room and clearing out a ton of easy enemies like in Destiny, right?
Well, good news. If you are interested in Bright Memory, the first 18 minutes of the game are on IGN's YouTube channel.
Yep.
Is there an echo in here?
Go check that out and see if you're any more interested after you watch it. And that brings us to the end of the Inside Xbox event.
The end.
But something tells me that's not the last we'll be talking about it.
Oh no. I have already got my hype pants on for July.
Hype pants.
And that Halo Infinite, baby. Let's go.
Man, I'm watching this trailer again. I swear, this is Titanfall 3, and they're just not calling it that.
Just one Respawn developer was like, screw this Apex thing. I want to go make Titanfall 3. I'll just do it on my own.
If it was announced that it was Titanfall 3, would your brain explode?
No, but something else would happen.
Okay. Next topic.
Oh, we do need to talk about Titanfall 3 at some point. When are we
Yes.
getting that? Because,
When it's announced.
well, it's something I don't know if we talked about this last week on the show, but EA confirmed that Jedi Fallen Order is the first of a new franchise. So like,
Respawn's gonna be busy.
Respawn's
gonna be
moving on.
busy.
Titanfall's done, man. It's dead in the water.
That makes me so sad.
They got it. At least we get Apex.
Yeah, consolation prize, I suppose. But
It's a
okay,
hell of a consolation prize.
That's true. That's true. We got a few Fanbox questions today. Thank you, all of you who submitted Fanbox questions. You can submit them over on Twitter at WhatTheFanboy or email us at whatthefanboy@gmail.com.
Email.
Our first question is from Seabull TV over on Twitter. And it has to do with the Inside Xbox event. It says, what was our favorite in-game, but not actually in-game content from the Xbox third-party reveal stuff?
The fridge.
The fridge. Yes.
Technically, it was not gameplay.
As much as I won't probably play this game, I loved the Scorn trailer. It just honestly just got me excited for more Alien stuff.
Yeah.
It got me more excited for an Alien movie than an Alien game, but I thought it was a well-made trailer. It was creepy and yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think Madden 21. Especially with no sports right now, like sports games are like all you can get.
Yeah.
So I'm excited that that's still happening.
It's Bright Memory Infinite for me. It was the trailer they showed right out of the gate.
Mm-hmm.
Got me really hyped to watch this whole thing, and then I was like, pretty much let down the rest of the 30-minute.
Hey man,
show.
It's all downhill from here.
Oh no.
Next we have. Thank you for that question, Siebel.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thanks.
it. Next we have at pronounced Ian asking if or saying, I wonder if the creators behind the show Vikings on history will be upset that Assassin's Creed Valhalla stole their storyline. That trailer looks just like the show. # original idea.
I think that's the only Viking storyline, though.
That's the thing. There aren't that many well-documented Viking storylines. And if you want to, depending on how historically accurate you want to be or if you want to take liberties, that's just a decision you have to make and you have to be okay with.
Here's the thing with
when you take
Assassin's Creed,
liberties.
though. They're
When
going
you
to take
take
a ton of
liberties, you
liberties.
get capturing your dragon.
You get what?
How to train your dragon.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, with Assassin's Creed, the possibility for mythical creatures and crazy stuff is always there because they're in a computer system.
Yep.
So all it takes is, like in Origins, is a glitching animus, and you'll be fighting some mythical creature. So
yeah, I accidentally ran into him one time. It was horrible.
he effed you up, didn't he?
I actually lasted a really long time, but I was doing no damage against him. So it's just me standing in this sandstorm, just whacking it raw.
It's not safe, man.
You know,
It's how you hurt yourself.
it's all right.
Okay, we had another question. We actually had a question from @PronouncedIan as well. So thank you for the statement. Now we have a question. I'm going to try and keep us on the rails here. Tyler's losing
exactly what I'm laughing at. Whoo, I'm crying.
it. Okay.
Oh, man.
What did he ask?
Yeah.
What is one food that you would say, hell the no to if it was put in front of you? So someone puts a plate of food in front of you, and what is it that would make you say, hell no?
I'm sorry. I cannot stop laughing.
So somebody has
gosh.
put in a plate of pickles and raisins in front of me?
Yep, that sounds about right.
Oh, what a horrible person. Do I get to hit them?
That is
I'm going to give him a haircut.
Open-ended.
I'm legitimately crying over here. Sorry. What was the question? Sorry.
What is the one thing, piece of food that if someone said it in front of you, you would just say, hell no, I'm not eating that.
Man, that's tough. Probably some form of reptile. I don't know. Frog legs, maybe? Oh, no. Chicken gizzard. Absolutely not.
Oh, yeah.
Not doing
gizzards
that.
aren't good. No,
Nah.
I don't like gizzards.
I went a lot more simple on that. Pickles and raisins.
Yeah, I don't like pickles either. Raisins I like. Raisins are good.
I can't do pickles or raisins either, Luke, so I'm with you there. And I'm with you on gizzards as well. I can't get over tongue. Like, if someone were to put, like, cow tongue in front of me,
Could
say
you
no.
eat bull testicles?
Nope. I also nope. Wouldn't
Classic
say, I'd
Rocky
say
Mountain
no to
oysters.
that.
I think I could do all those things you guys said because, like, they're cooked. And I feel like I'd be like, I'll try it. I'm willing to try cooked food. I might not like it, but... I'm trying to think now.
I don't want to
like,
make Tyler laugh again.
Oh, no, I'm good. I'm good. We're past
I also
Luke's
gotta be careful. I don't want YouTube to
description.
flag our video.
Yeah.
I guess here's an
Luke,
actual
what
like...
I wanted to say the whole time was that a
No.
euphemism?
Oh.
Because
Quote
that's
of
all
the
we
week
kept
for
saying
the
during
raid.
The raid, yeah.
Oh my gosh. It was. No, the actual... I guess if it was an actual like meal or dessert, because it's a dessert, is... My grandpa loves sour cream and raisin pie.
Ew.
I know, right? It's
Interesting
disgusting.
combination.
And I would give a hell no to that.
Touche. Very good. Those were the only ones on our responding to our tweet. Did you guys, anyone respond to your retweets?
I sent you that text
Oh, yeah.
from my
Let me
friend
let me
John
pull that up.
Hopkins.
John.
Hospital?
I smoked weed with Johnny
asked-
Hopkins. Name the movie.
Dazed and Confused.
Nope. Pineapple Express, man.
I went with the oldest weed movie I could think of.
No.
All right. So John has finally entered the world of 4K ultra high definition after months of researching, but without an
A 4K
high definition, a 4K player until the new consoles come out, what are some of the best movies / shows to take advantage of
that are streaming?
So the easy one is Disney Plus. All of the Star Wars movies are streaming in 4K HDR.
Nice. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So obviously it depends on your device if you can access that. So if you have I don't know what he has currently. If he just has a smart TV, that if your smart TV has like Disney Plus as an app on it, then you can do it. However, if you've got an older device that does not support 4K, then it doesn't really matter because you can't output 4K from that device. But if you've got I think some of the newer Rokus and Fire Sticks and Apple TVs support 4K. So that's the one that I know that probably you don't have to pay like an extra tier for. Like for Netflix, if you want anything 4K HDR, you have to pay like the $16 a month, and most people don't do that. So,
do you know if
things.
I don't know if it's Prime only or not, but I feel like if you would rent a movie on Prime, you can do 4K.
Yeah, again,
Can
it
you?
just depends if you... Yeah, so that's a good point. If you do have the ability via whatever app or device you're using to push 4K HDR content, so that, again, that's an Apple TV 4K, the appropriate Fire Stick, if it's built into your 4K TV, if that app is built in there, yeah, if you rent something, there's a good chance you can rent it on 4K. I know Apple lets you do that too.
Yeah, and I think Vudu as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of those places will.
And those three will have everything, most likely. So.
Yeah. And Netflix has a huge catalog of movies that are available in 4K.
Yep.
That you can choose from. So there's plenty of opportunity there.
Typically, you just gotta be willing to pay that little extra.
Yeah. Like, I know I have a 4K player, and I have several movies, but I typically lean towards movies with a lot of VFX.
Mm-hmm.
Or, weirdly enough, movies that have a lot of VFX that hide it really well.
Yeah.
First Man, I'm Looking at You, 1917, movies like that. Those look really good in 4K. They kind of, especially 1917 with the like grainy kind of old school movie feel. It's awesome.
Ooh, I just realized I don't have Ford v Ferrari yet. That'd be a good one to get on 4K.
On 4K, yeah.
Anything Mangold does, man.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Logan. I love having Logan on 4K. That is gorgeous.
Hey, do you guys have the X-Men Origins Wolverine movie?
No.
I might have. No,
Is it on Disney Plus?
Maybe.
Oh, I hadn't thought about that.
Dana's gonna watch them all, so she wants to. She just finished. She finished the MCU, so now she's gonna do the X-Men movies.
Nice.
No movie I'd love to watch in 4K on one of your guys' 4K TV sometime.
Don't say it. Buckaroo Banzai.
That movie is not in 4K.
I thought you bought it
Express.
in 4K.
No, I bought it on Blu-ray.
Oh.
But no, I was gonna say Interstellar or Mad Max. Fury Road.
Mad Max is another one I have on 4K. It's gorgeous.
I'd like to watch those in 4K sometime.
Interstellar, I need to get on 4K.
Me too.
Yeah.
I don't have 4K TV, so I don't buy that stuff yet. That's not true. I have one 4K because it's the only option, and it's 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Nice.
So.
It's a good one to have on 4K. Well, that brings us to the end of this week's episode of What the Fanboy. Fingers crossed. We'll make sure we're out on social media, but fingers crossed. Next week we should be live Monday night, 8 p.m. Let's go, baby! Over on YouTube.
We back.
We're gonna be back for real.
Back like we never left.
Until then, thank you all for listening. Thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe. Rate us on iTunes. It really helps. We'd love you for it. And we'll see you at 150.
Yep. WhatTheFanboy.com.